Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Rooftop Pod. I'm your host, Jesse, and today I'm going to be joined by a very special guest who will be coming here in a moment. Welcome.
What do you want me to say?
No, we're going to play a game,
Okay.
but we're going to do it in English. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Rooftop Pod. Today I am joined by a very special guest, my dad, Shen-He. Is that right?
Hi, everyone.
Shen-He, some people mispronounce it and say Shen-He. I feel like a lot of Americans call you Shen-He. But it's Shen-He, and you always correct them.
Yeah, usually I teach people like 3 times.
Yes.
I would say if you can say it correctly, then keep it the correct way. If you cannot, just keep
the
whatever
wrong way
you want.
Okay, so they get 3 chances.
Yeah.
And then today we are going to be playing again this card game. So I played this with my mom the other day called Parents Are Humans. It's a card game that gives you a couple prompts that helps build your relationship with your parents. So you were saying you already tried playing this with John and Philip.
Yes.
But it didn't really work.
Oh, it worked well,
Okay.
actually. Yeah. We had teams on last Saturday.
Oh, where?
With John and
Where
Philip.
did you guys go?
At Grade 10 in Westchester.
They have dim sum there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have fantastic teams
I
on
remember-
Saturday morning.
Oh, great. That's good.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember I ate dinner there before. I forget.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it-
yeah.
But I haven't had the dim sum there. My dad's English is pretty good, so we're going to keep it mostly in English. So what I did last time with mom is I would read the Chinese. I would practice my Chinese. I would cover up the pinging and see how much of it I know.
Okay.
And then I would ask mom in Chinese. But
Okay.
then we can answer it in English because I think your English is...
You can
Proficient
do you
in
can
that.
do whatever way.
Yeah, because then I don't have to translate as much later. We can get started. And then, so first I separated all the cards out into the 一个辣椒 versus 2个辣椒.
Okay.
So we'll start with the
Simple ones.
one pepper so that it's light and
Easy
warm.
ones.
Yeah. So I'm going to shuffle and then you're going to pick a card randomly. And then I will try to read the prompt in Chinese, but we're still going to answer it in English. Just so, this is good because I can practice my Chinese.
Okay.
Okay. 你小时候最喜欢做的事 Is it 做的事
Yeah. 情
情做的事情是什么 Okay.
Oh, very good. Very
So,
good.
yeah,
I'm
pretty
proud of
good,
you,
right?
son.
Yeah, pretty good. My Chinese pretty good. It
Yeah.
paid off. You taught me all the Chinese I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you enjoy most? Or what did you most enjoy doing as a child? Do you remember? So long
Yeah,
ago.
I do have a lot of things I enjoy to do. I think when I was growing up, I enjoyed like drawing things on the like on the walls in the house with my brother and sister. So especially my oldest brother and my only brother and my oldest sister.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I sometimes I play some games. It's more like jump from the table and jump off the table, jump off the chair. Doing those type of things.
So
crazy
basically
thing,
what
crazy
John
things.
and Philip do.
Yeah, with my siblings. Yeah, so that was actually a lot of good memories. Even right now, if you ask 大姑姑, I think she still remembered. So when I
All those memories.
when I was playing with them.
Are you still very close with your siblings? Are you like me,
Oh
Andrew,
yeah,
and Rachel?
yeah.
Kinda?
We just don't get a lot of time to talk with each other, but every time when we have the chance, we still enjoy, treasure those time together. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very. We are very close. So
Okay.
So,
So like Andrew, Rachel.
yeah, just like you guys. So we're very close.
What's the biggest age difference between you and the youngest Anne? 小姑姑.
Yeah, that was 11 years old.
11,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so I was born in 66. Your youngest and was born in 77. So
Okay.
it's like 11 years apart with 6
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, so I'm between me and Philip it's about 11, right? No, 12 or 13. 13. I think me and Philip are 13.
Yeah.
12 or 13 years different. And I think for me, I'm not that close with Philip and John yet because the age difference is so big, right?
Yeah, I was not that close to my youngest sister. So because when I went to college, she was 4 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
So the first like winter vacation, Chinese New Year vacation, when I came back home, and then she was so excited, but she was only 4, so she just running around. She actually fell down and broken like 2 front teeth. I still
Because
remember
she was
that
so excited to
because
see you.
she was so excited. So I bought I bought a like champion frog. So like the one of the small toys. So the toy you can turn.
Oh,
and
like
then,
you wind up. And
you wind up and
Okay.
then it will jump. And then she was so excited with that toy, and then she
That's
was
cute.
just playing around, and then she fell to a rock and actually broken like 2 front teeth.
Because of the
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah. So she fell. I was.
Yeah.
I still remember that. So I'm not that close to her, but as we grow up, I think we are still very close.
Yeah, because I'm wondering.
Yeah, you still remember Xiao Gugu, like.
Yeah, I know Xiao Gu and Xiao Gu Fu. I see them the most. I think every
Yeah.
time I go back,
Yeah.
they're always there.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the other like R Gu Fu and Da Gu Fu, Google, I don't see as much. Your older sisters.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what point did you feel like you were closer to your youngest sister? Because I feel like it's a hard time for me to develop a relationship with John and Philip because their age difference is so big. So eventually the age comes, not the age difference is smaller, but like you're both
when
adults.
she got married, so when she got married and when they had kids, and then when I come back home, it seemed like not that big of age difference because they're raising the kids. They started their own business, and that was how you started like feeling that less age gap.
Less age gap.
Yeah.
When you start becoming
when you
family.
started becoming like so you have
Full
kids, you're
adult,
raising kids. I was raising kids, so that's how you get some common language.
I see. Okay, so I have to wait a long time before John, Philip become my good friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna mix them all together. So then maybe some spicier questions. This is kind of important. So my dad is the oldest of 5 kids. No, 6.
6 kids. Yeah.
So I'm also the oldest of 5 kids, but so one less. So we have that in common. So I think as the older sibling, you have to kind of understand the rest of the sibling dynamic because you're the one who's in charge. So
in a way,
you have a certain responsibility to make sure everyone gets along.
Yeah.
I think, or that you are able to build relationships with everyone.
That's
I
true.
think so.
That's true.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you choose one more. I'm gonna try to read it in Chinese. Okay. 我做过的哪些事为你带来快乐 带来过快乐 What have I done that has brought you joy, Dad?
That was very good question. Very good question.
Mom was like, so many things. But for you, it's probably less.
Well, I think the most, the kind of like a surprising joy I had was the first time when you come back home as a college student, like for the Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it just somehow at that time I remembered when you come back home, so you were so excited to see everyone, and also you started like holding up Philip, holding up John, playing with them, so it was like, yeah, it was very, it was very moving moment. I was looking at, I still remember that I was looking at you. It's just like, I just like, I just want to stare at you, just want to look at you, so it's just like, wow. So my son is really growing up, so it was so much thankful in my heart, so it was, yeah, that was like the first time I was very touched in my heart when you come back from the first vacation for Thanksgiving. So that was the 2000. What was
2014.
Yeah, 2014 November. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
You want to know what's funny?
Yeah.
Mom said the same thing for this question.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, the first time you came home from college and you followed John and Philip.
Oh,
you
yeah.
gave John and Philip a hug what also.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny because, you know how John's Chinese name is Zhan Jiabei, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's true. Every time I come home and I see John and Philip, they give me a lot of joy too, because it's so interesting having like really little brothers.
Yeah.
They're so young and they're so innocent and joyful about simple things in life. It's so easy to make them happy. It's refreshing to see whenever I get to come home.
I think that was really what the family is. So that actually reminded me when I go back. So I think that the first time, I went to another city to have my college education as well, right? So it's far away from home, and I think the first vacation when I come back home, it's like 爷爷奶奶, your grandpa and your grandma, they were just so excited, so they were just so happy to see me back. I actually grow like in that semester, I probably grow like 5 or 6 centimeters. So it's actually, I just grow a lot in that.
Because they have better food there?
Yeah, half a year. I don't know. Maybe it's just like my growth time. And then
because you went to college when you were 16, right?
15.
15. Okay, so you were still growing.
So basically, when when I went to the college, so they made me the new clothes, so even my pants, so they actually folded like one layer in the bottom, just make sure when I grow, so it was still fit, right? So they actually folded like the bottom.
Oh,
like
they cuffed it.
Yeah. So they, and then when I go back, so I actually unfolded that it's still short when I
oh wow. Okay, so you grew a lot.
Yeah, I grew a lot in the first semester. And then I still remember, so they were just so happy, so
like wow, 你长得这么高.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think coming back home from college, after you leave home and you come back, every single time you come back, it's different. Because like when you're in high school, I think every time I come back home from school, I don't feel that much joy. But when I come back home from college, or when I come back home now from medical school, I feel a lot more joy than I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's some other things when you are very little. Probably you don't remember, so it's just like when I was looking for a job in 1998, so you are just like 3, barely started talking. So, and I have some scheduled interviews. And then I said, okay, Daddy has an interview. And then you would just walking around in the apartment saying, well, Daddy is going to have an interview. Daddy is going to have an interview
when
today.
I was 3?
Yeah, I
said that?
It was so happy moment. So it's like 3 years toddler, 3 years old toddlers just running around in the apartment, just saying, hey, Daddy, we're going to have an interview today.
Did I even know what that meant?
E-view. I think you said E-view.
E-view.
Yeah. I just said if. I said, yeah.
My English
so
was bad
so
when
I
I
said,
was young.
well, I said, yeah, I have to pass the interview, otherwise Jesse will not be happy.
Jesse's gonna be like, Daddy doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
So you have to get the job.
Yeah. It was,
That's so funny.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's just like
So,
a lot of
a memory that I don't remember.
like good memories. Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you choose another one, and then I'm gonna try to read it in Chinese. 还是一个辣椒. It's another one chili question. 你有什么 I don't know this one. 建议给所有的家长. What kind of advice would you give to all parents? Oh, I think this is for me. I already did this one with mom. But,
okay, so we can do another one.
Yeah. So we'll do another one. But basically what I said to mom is that I think the way you raised us was perfect because you didn't force us to do one thing or pursue one occupation. You let us explore everything that we like. And I think all parents should allow their kids to pursue their passions. Yes.
Okay, I get 2 辣椒.
2 chilies. 你最想改掉的坏习惯是什么? Okay, I also I did this one with mom too. So what bad habit do you wish you could break? Damn.
You mean the now or
now.
The current?
Current.
I really cannot think of I have any specific bad habit at this point in time. So I do want to be able to build some good habit.
Okay.
So
so
that was kind of like the one is that I try to continue my habit of running. So that is one of the things I wanted to continue. But unfortunately, like recently, I've been busy like crazy. So that's why...
Yeah, running takes a lot of time.
Yeah, so that is why it's kind of like that I still wanted to come back. So it's a come back, get to that habit, because if I run, I can actually feel, I'm alive, So it's a good feeling,
Yes,
So basically, I wanted to bring back that like the time when I was practicing for a marathon or for the other things, so the other good habit I wanted to, I'm kind of like continue, like get up early in the morning, have some readings, reading some scriptures, and also have some prayer, have some quiet time myself. So I just wanted to continue those good habits.
Okay.
So in terms of the bad habit, I think probably, like in the past, I had a very bad habit. So I had been smoking for many years, and then...
how much did you used to smoke? How many packs a day?
Well, it was
at your worst.
Yeah, my worst, it was kind of like horrible. So I have to use like 2 packs a day.
2 packs. Wow.
Yeah, so it's
That's
like
insane.
a lot. It's like
it's a 100
during
pack year.
It's kind of like during the days I just had like when I was back in China. So I had cigarette on my hands all the time. So it
was very normal back then. It's still
yeah. It's still kind of normal, but that was a very bad habit. I was glad. So I kind of like broke that habit.
Yeah, so. When mom forced you to.
Not necessary. So I think I actually
mom says that you...
No, I actually wrote a story. I think that was one like when you were like 2 years old.
Okay.
So when you were 2 years old, there was a...
You were still smoking when I was 2?
Yeah.
Really?
No, a little bit, not
Okay.
that heavy. So that
So like I was exposed to it or no?
Like I never smoked at home. So when I was here, I never smoked at home.
Okay, that's good.
So
secondhand smoke for developing children is very bad.
So, but I went go out a few times a day. Like go out of the apartment and take 1 or 2 smoke a couple of cigarettes. So there was one night, there was one time, I really wanted to get rid of the habit. But I could not. So there was one time I went out. I was taking out of the trash from the apartment to the trash can, and then I was again, just like usual.
You bring cigarettes.
I just lighted a cigarette, and then I was looking back at the window, looking back at the apartment at the window, and then you are staring at me, from the window. It looks
felt
like
really guilty.
Looks like Jesse was staring at me. What the heck Daddy's doing?
I was so disappointed in you. I remember.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember that.
So I was just felt so guilty. So I took out the whole. Actually, I had a whole pack in my pocket. I just throw it to the trash can, and from that day on, it's just like the smell became disgusting.
Really?
I thought this must
That's
be
powerful.
God's miracle. So
Yeah.
it's actually. It's just like from that moment on, every time I smell it, it's like it's so
You hate it.
disgusting. Yeah, and then
Wow,
from that
that's a
day
very
on,
powerful switch.
Yeah.
That's because usually whenever you quit, did you still have like when people quit smoking, they have withdrawal symptoms? No, like
No,
you have the cravings, and then sometimes you start getting cold and sweaty and shaky.
No, I did
Oh, you
not
didn't
have.
have
I did
any of
not have any of those symptoms.
Wow.
It's just like the only thing I remembered. It's just like I hated the smell from
Wow.
the second
So
day.
you went from smoking 2 packs a day, and then all of a sudden you hated the smell.
Yeah,
of smoke.
the second day. So it's just like
That's
I
crazy.
just hated the smell.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think
So
the
I think
guilt.
it was a miracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was the guilt of your child watching you smoke made you realize you hated this part of yourself, and because of that, you started also hating the smoke smell as well. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So many.
Let's do a new one. Start from here.
Cool. OK， 你见过最美丽的地方是哪里？ What is the most beautiful place you have ever seen?
Yeah, I think actually I was playing with John and Philip last time, so
Okay.
we had the
this
same
question?
Yeah, we had the same question.
Okay.
So so far, I think the most beautiful place I saw was Zion National Park. So it was just like
我还没
when
去
you
过。
when you are driving into the park, you are like entering a paradise. So the feeling is just like
Wow.
it's so awesome, So when you're driving, when you're looking around, where this place is, it's like the color was reddish, goldenish, so the color. So basically, the mountain on both sides of the road, it's just like looking like you are entering a golden paradise, So basically, and then you whirling around your car, getting into the mountain. So it was so beautiful. And then they had a trail, a specific trail is that, so you actually walk in the water, right? Basically, it's in the bottom of canyon. So you walk in the bottom of canyon, and then when you're walking along the canyon, and then you see the both sides of the rocks, so the fantastic view of the rocks. So that was the scenery. It's difficult
Most breathtaking.
It's difficult to forget.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I've never been to Zion, but I think of all the U.S. national parks are all very different and very amazing and beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
And they're all
Arch is beautiful as well.
Arch is also beautiful.
Arch
It's
is
very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
How the rocks form.
Yeah.
The world is such a curious place.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Also in China, actually, there are a lot of beautiful places as well, like the caves in Guilin. So if you have a chance to visit China, so you should visit Guilin.
Where is Guilin?
Guilin is in the province of Guangxi.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we have
When did you go there?
we have a phrase called 桂林山水甲天下, which means, so the beautiful sceneries of Guilin is the best in the world, So what
I'm gonna
they,
look up pictures
yeah,
of
so
this.
basically they have a good, first of all, they have a nice river, so you can,
下水.
you can, basically you can have a small boat trip, right? So on the boat, and then you can see the mountains on the both sides.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
one?
it's very good. Guilin
This one?
Sanshui. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's very good, very nice. Also, they have caves. Yeah, Yangshuo. The mountain is called Yangshuo.
There's a lot of like mountains.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of mountains.
very different.
Yeah,
It's not
very deep. So basically, you travel in the water, so
Mhm.
and then you can see the mountains on the both sides.
Mm.
So that the scenery is different than like Zion. Zion is like
Very
colorful, like red, right? So
Yeah.
these are all green
Mm.
and clear, So it's a totally different view
Yeah.
of the.
Mom was saying that a lot of the parks in China are kind of ruined by man-made things now. Like when we went to Lushan,
Yeah.
and because there's so much man-made stuff in the mountains, it's not that natural anymore. Is this place more natural still?
I hope Guilin was not ruined.
Ruined? Oh, so you haven't been in a long time.
So the year I visited was in 1986.
Okay.
So you can count
It's been
back.
a long Yeah, because now tourism in China, I think, is ruining a lot of the parks and the mountains and the hiking.
Yeah, and also I remember when I was there. So the big cave was called the Qixing Yan. It's like basically it's 7 stars.
Oh,
Like-
Qixing. Okay,
Yeah, Qixing Yan. It's a 7 stars cave.
Cave,
So basically, when I visited, they did not have electricity. So I walked through the whole cave without electricity.
In darkness.
Yeah, in darkness, And then people, when I came out of the cave, people were saying, "Wow, you're so brave! You did not get into the canyon, So you may fall into the canyon, and then you'll
die.
you're going to lose your life,
Wait, so could you see nothing, or there's a little light from outside?
You don't see it. You don't see anything. So there was just like no light. So, but
You're quite adventurous.
Yeah,
Dad.
but we walked through. It's just one and another classmate of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the electricity come back, so we went back. We had another tour.
Oh,
to
so
see
I thought you said
see-
there's no electricity, as in they didn't invent or
No. It
there
was
was
just
electricity.
a power
It's just the
outage.
power outage.
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
power outage.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, was it more beautiful once all the lights turned
Oh
on? You
yeah,
could see everything.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can
okay.
see the night. You can see all the presentations in the cave.
Okay.
So
Oh, I have to visit sometimes.
yeah,
we need to go back to China.
Yeah,
at some point.
Guilin is the good place. I think we
place.
did one of the place like Hangzhou. So that was like
We
the
did?
lake. Yeah, the lake, the cold day. When we visited Hangzhou, the city of Hangzhou.
Where Lingling is?
Yeah. That
went
was
to-
another.
Oh, yeah,
that was,
I remember
that
the-
was another place
Yes.
supposed to be very beautiful.
Yes, it is. I remember.
Yeah, the
It's
lake,
like
the huge lake.
the huge lake, and then
Yeah.
like everything around it is like
Exactly.
mountains and
Exactly,
stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
that place was very
Yeah.
very beautiful. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of man-made stuff everywhere now.
Oh yeah,
I think before all the man-made stuff, I think it was probably even more beautiful. Yeah. Let you pick another card. Okay. 如果可以可以
重回过去。
重回过去，你最想回到哪个
阶段。
阶段？为什么？ What does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what part of your life would you go back to relive and why? Is there a certain part of your life that you want
Yeah,
to go back?
if so basically, I think it's the same question. Like, what is the period of your life it's most enjoyable? So I think I could relate it to that. So I think the most enjoyable period of my life, I think it's my college time.
Oh,
So the college
everyone
years,
says that.
so yeah, it's like the 4 years of my college. So that was the time. Actually, when you think back, it's just like you have a lot of dreams, and then the good thing is that so you think all those dreams will become true, right? So
That's me right now.
yeah, you have a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
You can dream a lot, and then you have a confidence. All the dream will become true, and also your life is surrounded by all the friendship, also by fun, and also by by the even by the knowledge, right? So you are building your knowledge base, you are building your friendship, and then you are building your understanding of the society. So that was the most enjoyable time of my life, so and then you go to library a lot, you read a lot of books because you are so curious about everything, so
Yeah, I think that's me right now. I think in college, I think it's just when you're young, you're kind of naive. You just think you can achieve anything. You're not aware of all the obstacles that can come in your way. And I think right now for me, I think I can do anything. Like if I set my mind and my desire onto one thing, I think I can achieve it. And that's very exciting. The potential of being able to achieve is I don't know if it's a young mindset. Do you still feel like right now at your age now, do you still have the same ambitions that you want to achieve a lot of things, or now you're like more older, more mature, you only want to focus on one or two things,
Yeah, I think as you grow up, I think one of the things, it's not just me, I think in general, people would start realizing the limitation of your own capacity, right? So it's not like you are losing the dream. It's like you are realizing that you need to rely more and more other people's help in order to fulfill your big dreams. So that is one thing. Like when you are young, probably you may not necessarily have that mindset, but as you grow up, that mindset becomes stronger and stronger. So it's basically just to realizing you have a limitation, but it's not like you don't have a dream, you still have a dream, but you realizing that to fulfill my dream, it's just like by myself, it's not enough. So you will need to have a team, you will need to have more other people to help you in order to achieve what you really desire. Yeah.
So as you grow older, you still have the dreams, but now you are working on building teams and relationships to help achieve that dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because your individual limitation.
Yes.
So because when you are young, you're unbounded.
You have no responsibilities.
You're thinking without a boundary.
Yeah, you only have your own responsibility to yourself. But when you're older, your time is split between a lot more things.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay, let's pick another one.
Maybe grab one from the top.
Okay. 对于 对于 what is this? This 鱼 is
鱼 yeah.
up.
对于
对于我们这一代，你最想你最
欣赏
的是什么 ？What?
Yeah.
Oh, 欣赏 Oh, okay. What is something you like about our generation?
That's a good question.
Yes. You can think about it.
Yeah, I think your generation, your generation is, in a way, it's different than my generation, and also in a way, it's not different than my generation. So, the difference, I think, definitely is the technology, the access to the knowledges.
It's
So the access
limitless.
to the information,
Mm-hmm.
that is totally different than my generation, right? So my generation always had limited access to knowledge, limited access even to the library, right? To books. So limited access to all the things, So that's why the understanding is quite different. But your generation, you have basically you have more information than you can consume. In my generation is that so we don't have enough information for us to consume. So that to compare that's the difference. But the similarity, I think similarity is more like to the human level. So people they desire the love among each other. So they desire a good relationship with each other. So in that sense, it's the same. I think that never changes.
Yeah.
People
agree.
desires love around you, desires
Community.
community. So those are the still the same. So it's when I was young was like that. So when you guys, it's the same. So that is the part. So I think the part, because of the information level you guys have access. So definitely the things, the logic, the way you guys are thinking, it's probably it's formulated more comprehensive. I could say more comprehensive than what our generation. So because we live in a limited information boundary era. So and then other than you guys, so basically you have been exposed to more than actually more than you can consume. So that can be a good thing or can be a bad thing. So basically.
Yeah, I think our basic understanding of the world is much more comprehensive because we know, basically we have access to everybody's discovery across all of human history at this point. And all the knowledge and wisdom from everyone in the previous generation has already been transcribed and digitalized.
Exactly.
And now we can access all of them. And I think that's even like, trying to figure out, and nowadays a lot of technology companies are trying to figure out how to separate signal from noise because you have all this information. You have a lot of noise and a lot of fake news and stuff that's not true or not factually accurate. And now being able to discern what's a true signal versus noise is now part of our generation's challenge, I think. That's very interesting. I think my undergraduate's texting me again. Since 6. Okay, great. They're just pictures. Okay, I'm gonna choose this top one because I think I like this one. 你最喜欢关于你父母的记忆是什么？就是关于。Okay.
So this is ask yourself.
What is your favorite memory of your parents?
Is it for you or
I'm
for
asking
me?
you, and then it's both of us. We both have parents, so we can both have this. Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
My favorite memory of my dad, your grandpa, that was like when I was little. I was I had been sick for very often. I got sick. So it's got fever and it got here and there, but every time when I was having fever and then he would carry me on his shoulder to the nearby village doctor, so the doctor actually did not have any training. Just like
Western
probably
medicine?
just like 3 months training.
So a young doctor.
No, it's called like we call the 赤脚医生. It's like barefoot. It's like they graduated from probably just the middle school, not even high school. And
Huh?
then they get some basic medical training, and then they will be appointed as a
The
village
village
doctor.
doctor?
Yeah. So, so my
Middle school?
yeah, sort of like middle school. So my dad would carry me to those village doctor, and then they give me some shot, and then
Shots?
yeah, they give me some
For
shot,
fever?
退烧, yeah, for fever.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like Western or Eastern, like traditional
No,
medicine?
Western,
Oh, okay.
Western
So
medicine.
modern
Western,
medicine.
yeah, Western medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like I remembered, I always remember during those days. He would carry me like typically during the night, in the evening. So we have to walk in the mountain, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to walk from one mountain to another mountain. So it was dark.
Mm.
Yeah, but I did not have any fear because I was on my daddy's shoulder. So I was like the memories I always remembered, So my dad is always my sort of my protection and my shoulder, So,
Yeah.
so that was the memory. And then from my mom, there was one story I still remembered, So when I was in middle school, it's basically when I was 11, I went to the board school.
Mm.
And then every week, my mom would cook a little bit of dried vegetables, so I can eat for the whole week, right? So put some in kind of like, put in a bottle, and then I carry to the school to eat for the whole week.
Mm.
So there was one time when I was when I was in high school. I was 13 years old when I was in high school, and I like Sunday afternoon. So I was going back to the school. I was just walking on the mountains myself, and then I heard a voice coming back. My mom was calling me. So I walked like in the halfway to the school. And then my mom was calling me. My mom said, "Hey, Shenhe, Shenhe, Shenhe." And then I was looking back, what is going on? And then my mom said, "Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. The can I used for your vegetable can for your whole week's meal, you cannot eat because that can, I think I put the 农药. 农药 it's like for they used to kill the 那个虫子,
Oh,
菜虫,
pesticides.
Pesticides.
Okay.
Yeah. He said, I used that can to store the pesticide.
Oh.
Yeah. He said I washed, but I don't think you should eat. So just come back and then it will prepare another can of food for you. So that was it. So you feel the love, right? So you feel the love from mom, how she worried about how she worried about me, and also every time I remember that she was trying to think what kind of food she could prepare for me for the whole week. So just like your mom now, So basically, mom just always remember, do their best for what you eat,
Yeah. They love us through providing
the food.
For us. Yeah,
so my mom
true.
is the same like your mom.
I think a lot of moms are very similar in that way. I think a lot of moms show their love through this type of act of service, is providing food and sustenance. And that's something one of my favorite memories of mom too, is being able to come home and eat her home cooked meals. Especially one of my favorite things is like our backyard. She has her own farm or her own like garden that she's able to like grow her own vegetables, and she's so proud of them. And then like be able to feed that to us. She's like able to take care of her family's needs just from soil and like tilling the earth, which is, I think, is a pretty amazing thing. I think my favorite memory of you is kind of more general. I think the best memories I have with you are like road trips when it's just the two of us in the car alone.
Okay.
And those conversations that we have, I feel like are always very insightful. Like I think those are the times where I'm able to gain the most insight from your own life, from your experiences, and like gather personal wisdoms from you and apply them to my own life. And being able to have your perspective as someone who's older and has seen much more of the world compared to me, and be able to understand how those experiences can shape how I live my life. Those are some of my favorite memories. So something like this, I think, is also going to become one of my favorite memories because I'm able to sit down, have alone time with you, and have these deeper conversations. Every time I feel like I know who you are, but I always learn something new about you through these conversations, which I think is very special to me.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're. I think you're like an endless book. There's always something new about you that I'm learning, even though I've known you for my entire life. There's always something new when we have these conversations.
Yeah, I have a lot of stories.
Yeah, you've
When
lived quite a life, I would say, compared to the regular person. Okay, let's try this one. 你对我的最大期望是什么？
Yeah.
What is your biggest hope for me, Dad?
Is that
For me.
you for me or
No,
I?
you for me. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I
big
talked with
question.
mom. So it's for our from our perspective. So
Mhm.
what we really would like to see you is so you become not just successful in your academic career. So of course, so I think we at this point we are very happy at the point where you are, right? So the other part is so we too would like you to see you become like more like to seek God's will.
Okay, that's what Mom said too.
Yeah, what
This
God
question.
has. Yeah, what God has in your life. So that's what we not just for you. It's all for all our kids.
Yeah.
So we too want to see that it's not just like from your own perspective how to live your life. It's like from our Creator. We are your parents, so I'm not your creator. So it's like from the Creator, what is His big plan in our life? I think that will actually amaze you if you learn that. So it's just like myself, right? So it's like myself. I too see when once you know this Creator in person, so you know Him, and then you build a relationship with Him, you can actually experience Him in your life. So that was, I think you probably had some of those experiences, but we just hope that you can continue that journey to walk with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also wonder if he has plans for me, because for me, right now, all my plans I think are generated by myself. Like all the hopes and dreams I have are my own, and I wonder if they at all align with the greater purpose, or like the
I believe.
yeah. So who
I
knows?
I truly believe. So
Yeah, I'm still on that journey myself.
he has a bigger plan for you and all the all your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I'm interested to
Yeah.
see what that is too.
Yeah.
But maybe this is part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I'm doing already is part of it.
Yeah.
I hope. Okay. Let you pick another one. Okay. 你最喜欢自己的哪一个方面
Is this question for you or for me?
for you? We can both answer this,
Yeah.
but the question is, what do you love the most about yourself?
Uh,
This seems like a conceited question.
yeah. So
It's kinda funny.
what do you love yourself? I think for my if I reflect, if I reflect my daily life, I think I'm pretty like consistent in terms of pursuing certain goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more like you can say it's a perseverance. And once you set up a goal and you actually put that in action and then you actively pursue that. So I think that's the things I think I'm going to continue as well. So that's the thing I wanted to keep.
Yeah.
I think also that's the thing I kind of like love myself. Even like in the past when I set a goal to run Boston Marathon, and I was able to put the time into the practice and then to achieve that goal, so that I can actually run.
Yeah. I think that's those are qualities I also admire about you. You're very, like you said, you're very consistent, and you're very you have a lot of perseverance. When you set your mind to something, you will achieve it. So most people will trust that.
Yeah, I think
you can trust yourself
you put it in action. So you basically you just like 3 years ago when I started thinking about like this theology training, and then you just put in, in the first I was kind of like afraid.
Explain what you mean by theology training. You're like going to school again, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Trinity International University. So I'm pursuing a theology study master degree. So
are you pursuing like a master's degree?
Yeah.
Is it a master's? You get a master's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
It is 3 years ago. So when I was kind of like searching, I think I want to know more about, and deeper about the theology about God. So that's why I started applying for the study in the Trinity International University. So and then I of course I got accepted, and then I started the course. So it was in the beginning it was actually very hard because in the past my major was mathematics, right? Mathematics, you really don't have to read a lot of books. So you just need to read your textbook, and then you have to think a lot. So that was like the mathematics.
It's mostly thinking.
It's mostly, so you have, the teacher will give you a set of problems, and then you just thinking it through and then get it solved. So you just need to have a pen and a piece of paper. You really don't have to read a lot. So by enrolling to this new study, so I had to like read a lot of books, So the first one I was the first course I took was the American church history. So so that was an interesting course. So I have to read like 5 books, So each of the book like 500-600 pages, and then I have to write a bunch of papers, like the reading papers and your reflection, And it was kind of like very new to me, So in the first course, it was, and then I was thinking, oh my goodness, will I be able to finish or continue? So, but I actually fought it through. So I kind of like started to get up very early in the morning.
Did you think it was boring, or were you interested
No,
in
it was very
American
interesting.
history of churches?
It was actually very interesting to know all those, to know the figures, to know the dispute in the history, to know all the movements during the centuries, during the 300 years, So it was very interesting. It was actually very fascinating. Church it's not much different than the secular world, right? So it's again, it's the same. It has a lot of dispute, had a lot of problems, So it's like
very political.
So when you read in those histories, so it's fascinating. It's sort of like a world history, So
Okay, so you also enjoyed that.
Yeah. I so far I think I have been like 3 years, So
it's been 3 years.
Yeah,
wow.
It's been getting through.
Wow.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another question. Let's just take this top one.
Yeah.
The question is, 你 something 到过最大的
损失
损失是损失，
是什么？
你
遇到过的
遇到过的，so
最
what
大
have you-
的损失是什
你
么
遇到过的最大的损
？Yeah. So what was the
损失是
biggest loss?
What is the most significant loss
Yeah.
you have experienced, Dad?
I think the most significant loss I had experienced in my life is the loss of my brother.
嗯，
So 顺和. So
顺和
he passed away when he was 37. So
嗯
that was the hardest time in my life, in my family's life.
嗯
So that was the most difficult time as well for my life journey.
So your brother was how many years younger than you are?
He was 4 years old,
4 years
younger, 4
Mm.
years younger than me. So he was born in 1970.
And you guys were pretty close, right?
Yeah, we are very close. So
Mm.
I was as I told you before, when I was in my childhood, I played with my brother and my oldest sister. So three of us, we are very close, just like you,
Me, Rachel, and
you,
Andrew.
Rachel, and Andrew. So it's very much like that. So we played a lot. We do a lot of things together, and when he was diagnosed as cancer, he had two young kids. They were like 13, 14 ish teenagers. So two teenagers kids. It was very difficult. So, and then he is my only brother. Yeah, and also in the China, in the villages, the sons are supposed to take care of the elderly parents. Yeah, and then when I came here, I thought we had a perfect arrangement. So my brother can take care of grandpa, grandma. And then I can live here and then give them some financial support. So I was thinking it's like a perfect arrangement, but then all of a sudden in the 2007 when my brother passed away, so that arrangement seems to be completely broken. So I actually questioned God. Why would he put such a heavy burden on me? So, but then when I look back, so he actually helped me through, carried me through the difficult journey. So,
yeah, I think that experience is very rare. I think losing a younger sibling at such a young age.
Yeah.
I have a memory of
my brother.
Yeah, 叔叔.
Yeah.
I didn't know he passed away in 2007.
Yeah.
Because we went to China in 2007.
Yes.
And I remember seeing him.
You saw him. Yes.
Yeah.
In December. So he actually passed away right before Christmas.
Yeah, because I remember when we went to China that summer, I remember visiting, and I remember he was already sick at that point, right?
He was actually, during that time when we visited him, he was actually looking like normal, So because he
exactly. That's what I remember.
he just got through all the chemo, and then we were thinking he was cancer free, So we were thinking everything looks good, So basically we did not know that actually, like in the 2 months later, so his cancer came back.
Oh, I see.
So at the time when we visited in the summer, he was perfect. Yeah. Actually, he just gone through the chemo and did not have a lot of bad side effect to him.
I remember visiting, and he was very joyous. I remember he was filled with joy.
Yeah.
And I remember the one thing that he did for me was when we visit China, there's always a lot of mosquitoes. So while I was eating dinner, your brother would use the hand fan and fan all the mosquitoes away. The whole meal, he would just be there fanning mosquitoes away. I was like, looking back, I'm very touched by that experience because because I don't have very memories with your brother, a lot of them, because I only saw him maybe 2 times in my life. That was the one memory that I have, was just was very considerate of me and all of our siblings and making sure that we were comfortable.
He was a good brother.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do like 2 or 3 more cards, and then we can be done.
Okay.
Mom and I went through so much. We went through we only had like this many left. But I think you have longer stories, so they take longer.
Okay. Well,
no, that's okay. Of course, it's just different. Let you pick another one. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. 什么是健康的人际关系？健康的人际什么？
人际关系，人际就是说，人际的话就是说是 between people, you know.
Oh, okay.
Among people.
What is a healthy relationship?
What is a healthy
relationship?
Question. Yeah, that's too general.
I have
it's like,
some ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about the relationship for a couple, or relationship among a family, or relationship in very, very general, you know.
I think
just a human relationship.
Yeah, I think there's generally some things that I think human relationship wise, there are some general concepts. And the first thing that comes to mind is problem solving. When you have conflict between 2 people, a healthy relationship is one that's able to understand both sides. You can understand both sides and be empathetic to the other person.
Okay.
So then you can come to compromise. I think right now the relationship between a lot of people in America, and like even in my personal relationships, the ones that aren't healthy are the ones who aren't able to be considerate and understanding of the other side.
Okay.
And I think if you're not able to put yourself in the other person's shoes, that's unhealthy. Okay. Is my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to me, I think one of the words come to me about the healthy relationship is the honesty. So that was to me, that was the top quality of your relationship with others. Is the honesty. If you are, so basically, you may have a conflict. You may be able to persuade people using your words, but if you are not honest, so basically, if you are trying to hide something, so that, to me, that is the sort of like a cancer cell in the relationship. So if you're trying to hide something, if you are basically not being honest to each other, that, to me, that is the biggest problem among the relationships. So techniques, like the way to be able to, I think you said the problem solving the conflict, the techniques, the skills. Yeah, it's important, but the most important, I think, it's still the honesty. So basically, if you lose the honesty, then there's no way you can build a truly healthy relationship. So that's what kind of like come to my mind.
If there's no trust between 2 people,
exactly,
you cannot have a healthy relationship.
Exactly. So the skills are important. I think the skills, to me, it's really from another angle. The another angle is like you just mentioned. It's about to be truly considerate to each other. To the other person. To put your to put your foot in other people's shoes. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
really the love, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's actually coming from the love. So you have to have a true love to the other people, to the other, to the community or to other people. So if you have the true love, and then the skills will follow. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my belief. The belief,
Mm.
my belief is not like you have the communication skill, you can say good words. I think love comes first. So if you have a love, it's actually your words will follow your heart.
Mm.
So that's kind of like what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. If your heart and your intentions are in the right place,
Yeah, the words will come.
yeah,
The
the
skills.
problem solving, everything follows after.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Let's do two more. Let you choose.
What to this one?
Okay. 你一生中最
难，
艰难
最艰难的
艰难的选择是什么? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. What were the hardest choices you had to make in life?
What were the hardest choice you had to make in life? Actually, to me, the choice like in the early 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the early 90s, a lot of my college classmates, they, in China, there's a word called 下海. It's like 下海. It's like at that time, because China was just they just opened their doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Shenzhen was built from like nothing, and then
Yeah,
a
it's a
city,
port city, yeah.
and the city was coming through. So basically, a lot of people they just abandoned what they were doing, right? Their own career, right? So their career to be a teacher, to be a whatever. So they just to become an entrepreneur in the port city, right?
Okay,
So
yeah, because
so
there's a
they
lot of business opportunities.
a lot of like people, they started so they just went to the
Shenzhen.
went to Shenzhen or other cities there near the sea, so they went to those places to start their own business, or they partner with other people to found new companies, right? So and a lot of people asking me as well, right? So at that time, a lot of people they I have a lot of friends, so they went that route. So they went to Shenzhen, to other places to try to dig the gold,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Try to find the gold.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, what should I do? Should I just, because I was not happy. I was when I was teaching in a university in Nanchang, so I was not that happy. So I was thinking, what should I do for my
Career.
for a change in my life? Just a change. I was desiring a change. So I was not satisfied when I was there. So
you're
you
teaching,
you desire a change, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, where should I move? What should I do to make the change? So basically, I struggled. And then somehow it's just like a decision. I even did not know why I made that decision. I kind of like said, okay, let me make a decision, just try to apply a school in the United States.
Oh, this is kind of random then.
Yeah, I had not studied like the English for a long time at that time already. So it's just like I was struggling. So and then I was thinking, okay, let me try to sign up the TOEFL training, and then just get a TOEFL exam, and then come to US. So and then I made that determination somehow. So I made the determination, and then I just so as I mentioned earlier, so sometimes when I make a decision, when I make a determination, and then I can carry it through the actions, and then I can start actually follow that determination and then get it through. And actually, I got it through. I was,
Yeah.
I guess, in
We're
a way,
here.
we are here.
Yeah.
That was why. That was actually the most. The hardest choice I at that time, because a lot of people, I had another choice at that time. Actually, I enjoyed writing a lot as well. I actually started writing some of the stories, like some life stories.
Oh, really?
I actually,
in a book.
Not a book.
Okay.
It's just like some kind of like novel, right?
Okay.
So I started writing those small stories. So now I actually, when I came to US, I burned all of them. So
Wait, really? Why?
Yeah, actually, I said, okay, so now I just started a new life. So
Why did you need to burn them? You didn't have to burn them.
I just forget about all these stupid things.
Really? Why?
It was so I had a good friend. So he was a really good writer. So he
Okay.
actually authored. Now he authored like probably more than 100 novels,
Oh, wow.
small stories. So he's actually quite famous. Actually in China. So like when I was there early days, he just started writing the stories, and he shared with me. He asked me to correct for him. So just okay.
Like edit.
The first time, the first time he wrote the story, he just gave to me, okay, please read to me and then tell me your comments. So basically he was, we are very good friends. He trusted me. So and then that kind of like, it's a pass I was thinking as well. So I said, why, I should just forget about teaching mathematics. So why not just
So you're kind of
become a
like
writer?
me. You're like me. You're attracted by a lot of things.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh,
Yeah.
this seems really
Yeah.
cool. It has
Yeah.
a lot of potential. I
Yeah.
could see myself living this life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do that a
Exactly.
lot. I get
Exactly.
attracted to a lot of things. I'm like, wow, this could be my life. It's so amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, I started a little bit, and then it's just like, okay. Then it's just somehow, at the moment, I made the determination to study English to get through the TOEFL exam, and then I just very, very determined to go that path. So
You literally burned your other project.
yeah, I burned everything. I just.
You decided to focus on one. Wow, that is a very difficult
So that
decision.
was a very
Yeah.
very hard. Yeah, I think I'm glad in a way I think I'm glad I actually followed this stream.
It's probably the most potential. Yeah.
I have never dreamed come to this country to
Yeah. Yeah, who could have thought that?
huh?
Who could have imagined back then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's also for me going to be one of my hardest decisions. I haven't had to make a decision, but right now I'm in graduate school, so I actually have a decent amount of free time to pursue other things like this podcast, other business ventures, and social media and stuff. But I think when I go back to medical school and start doing residency, my time will be a lot more limited, and I'll have to choose only one or two things that I can really pursue. But that's tough because I love all the small hobbies and the things I do, and letting one of them go is always, I think, is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah. Just to know your limitation.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. It's funny that you actually burned I don't think that was necessary.
I actually burned a lot of things.
Wow.
So I basically burned all those things. I said, okay, just like gone with fire. Burn.
Okay. That's pretty dramatic. Okay, we're going to do one more and then wrap it up, this episode. So I'm going to do this one. 在你的生命中对你影响最大的人是谁?
Yeah.
Who has had the biggest impact on you and your life?
Yeah, I think from like my character building, I think the one most impacted me was my dad. my father. I think he had the biggest impact about basically how you treat other people, how you build your own character. So that was the things I learned the most from him. And then when I get into the society, so when I was get into like the how do you adapt yourself to the society, how do you actually treat the other people. One of the person I learned a lot, it was one of the I call him uncle. So he was, when I went to Nanchang to my college, so he was there working. So it's like every weekend I kind of like every weekend I spend with him. I go to his place and then spend, he will provide me, of course, free meal, so I eat a good meal
So
with him, so
he's like a mentor to you.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, he was like a mentor, so he was 9 years old, older than me. So he was not that old.
Yeah.
He was 9 years older than me. And actually, so basically he took me everywhere he goes, so if he goes to like over the weekend, right? So usually like parties, eating together, gathering with other people. So he took me everywhere with him, and he always it's sort of like showing off me, so basically I was like a good college student, so sort of like them. But the way I see him, it's like how he is treating other people, so he's treating like the people lower than him or the people above him. So he was very respectful to all the people. So he actually, unfortunately, he passed away like before he was 50. So I went back to China to visit him when he was in the hospital. You don't remember? It's like in 2003 or 2004. So he passed away that time. It was very unfortunate. So he was just such a good person, So basically, everybody respected him. Everybody loved him. Mom knows him. So he took him when I came to the U.S. And before Mom came, so Mom visited the grandparents, and then because grandparents was in a village, right? So so the mom needed somebody to guide her, and then my this uncle, so he take care of Mom, and then had a car, So at that time it's not easy to get a car, so he was able to get a car, and then I get a driver to drive Mom to the village to visit the grandparents. So when he was diagnosed as lung cancer, like in 2004, so I actually went back to visit him. So it was very unfortunate. So that was one of the person actually impacted a lot of my college and also after college life.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad I never got to meet him, but yeah, the people that are also most impactful to me are the type of people that are able to influence everyone around them in a positive way. So like, I think for him, it seemed like his influence and impact on people is always positive in a lot of...
Actually, you actually met with him, but you probably don't remember the first time in 2000, in the year 2000, when we went back. When we went to Nanchang, he actually take us to a restaurant, had our meal. So probably you forgot. So,
oh, really? Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least he got to meet me. I don't know.
You and Andrew. So just you and Andrew. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. What was the 叔叔's name?
Tianxi.
Tianxi.
Yeah.
Okay. Tianxi.
I still remember when I drive Andrew to play tennis. So like the.
Where?
When he was playing tennis, so he had a few tournaments, right, Andrew?
Oh,
yeah, he had a few tournaments, and then I like when I
Like
take him
further?
there.
Yeah.
No, when I take him there, I come back. So I always give him some coach tips. I was coaching him.
Did he win?
Huh?
Did he win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then they worked, I guess.
He won. Actually, he won.
I don't remember
He won.
him
Man.
playing tennis.
He had a lot of trophies. He had a lot of tennis trophies in the
From
basement.
playing tournaments?
Yeah, in the
Why do I not
basement.
remember this?
Oh
I don't
yeah,
remember
see.
him playing tennis tournaments.
No,
I remember.
he had a lot of trophies.
I remember I played one tournament. I was so nervous, and I
Yeah.
lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
yeah,
Camargo
Yeah, I remember
tournament?
That. Yeah, I remember that.
The guy
yeah.
wasn't even that good.
Yeah,
I just remember
Andrew
I was so
actually.
nervous.
Yeah, Andrew had a lot of tournaments, but he.
Really? I don't remember him playing tournaments.
Yeah, he
but
had. Look at the trophy in the basement.
Are there that many tennis trophies? I
Yeah,
don't
he
remember
had many tennis trophies.
Okay.
So, but like a few times, I think he won in the back draw. So.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah. He
yeah.
won like the consolation.
Yeah,
tournament.
he won the consolation, and also I think he did won some of the tournament.
Main tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
remember that time period.
I kind of like the every time try back and forth. So we
have those.
we would talk about
Conversations.
the tennis tips. So psychological.
Why do you? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
tennis is mostly psychological.
I give him
actually.
the psychological tips.
But you didn't give me any psychological tips. Maybe that's why I lost.
Because I did not know. There was one.
So you learned from my
Yeah, there was
mistakes.
one tip I gave him is that, so if you are losing your rhythm, just slow down. Just slow down. Just say, hey, Andrew, slow down. You talk to yourself. And then when you have the chance, you are controlling the time because you are the one to serve, right? So you intentionally pat the ball on the floor a few times, and then tell yourself, Andrew, calm down. Andrew, calm down. Don't let the other person keep their rhythm. You have to control your rhythm.
Wow,
So-
that's very insightful.
He actually did that.
Really?
He did.
Yeah. Some people do that actually in pro tennis. Some people.
No, you have to, right? Because the key is all the sports is about rhythm.
disrupting the other player's rhythms and
Exactly.
maintaining your own.
Exactly. All the
Yeah.
sports, even the running is the same. So it's all
Oh,
about
running is very
Yeah.
rhythmic. Yes.
it's about the rhythm. So if you are losing your rhythm, you are down the hill, right? So
Yes.
basically, you have to get back to a rhythm. So basically, I was telling Andrew, I said, hey, Andrew, just don't let the other person ruin your rhythm. So the key thing is you have to control your rhythm.
Yes.
When you have a chance, just when you serve, that's your chance to control your rhythm back. Don't
Okay.
let the guys, kick your
Okay.
butt.
That's very interesting that you had that sort of insight on tennis. Tennis is very much controlling the mental warfare and
Yeah.
winning the mental warfare and getting into the other person's head.
Yeah.
Being able to disrupt their rhythm.
Yeah. I watch it because when you are playing, I was traveling like crazy. I did not have time to take you, right? So that was unfortunate. But when Andrew was playing, I was back here, so I did have some time. So I took him to all the tournament. So that was when I can give him, when I watched a few and then I get the idea. When I watched a few, I said, okay, like you said, that person, it's really, the person he was playing was really not good. So it's not like his skill is super high than you.
Yeah.
So it's not. It is
not.
just like he was just destroyed your rhythm.
Yeah.
So basically you're just down the hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was never in rhythm. I would
Yeah.
say I was just so nervous. I didn't
Yeah.
know how to control my
yeah,
nerves.
because I did not give you the coaching that you have to control. Just intentionally pat the ball a few times. Just tell yourself,
Reset
calm
your
down,
rhythm.
calm down,
Yeah.
calm down, calm down. That's what Andrew did actually.
And that he did better than me. So
yeah,
I guess
and
it worked.
he got a few trophies.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
thank you, Dad, for joining me on this podcast. I appreciate your time and your wisdoms. It's always a good time and I feel like again, I feel like I learned something new. Like I didn't know you had 那个叔叔 as a mentor.
Okay,
I feel
okay,
like I learn a new part of you every single time
okay.
I get to have these talks with you. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone else for joining us for this episode of the Rooftop Pod. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm sure there will be more of these in the future because we went through like only 10 cards, so we have to do a lot more next time. But yeah, so tune in next time. I think the next episode will be with my mom, and then Andrew and Rachel are coming back in 2 weeks, so we'll be recording episodes then. So in the meantime, we're gonna go, and I'm gonna drive back home. So bye everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dad.